If you really want to change your life, you need to start doing these two things. You need to become self-aware and you need to stop judging yourself. If you're wondering what the heck does she mean by that, just give me a minute to explain. Just think about it for a minute. How are you going to change something that you're completely unaware of why it's there and why it's, running your system? That's literally not possible. So your first step is becoming more and more self-aware of who you really are, what's going on inside of you, about your habits, your routines, your thoughts, your feelings. Because if you don't know any of that, you're never going to be able to go anywhere else with intention. So your first step on your self-transformational journey is getting to know who you are. And that's a tricky one because a lot of people think that they know who they are. They identify with their job or their age or nationality, but it has nothing to do with any of these things, at least barely. Getting to know yourself is just a non-stop progress that always happens, but a lot of us aren't conscious of it. And if you're wondering now, how the heck can you get to know yourself? Let me give you a few exercises. The first one, just like as an initial check of how well you actually know yourself, could be just sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and start writing I am statements. Like, I am so-and-so. I am whatever. It can literally be anything and take you anywhere. Like, just keep writing as much as you can. And I guess that list could be an indicator of how well you actually know yourself. Like, how many things are on that list. Is it longer or is it shorter? If it's shorter, that's actually your key. Like, oh, okay, I actually don't know myself that well. Another exercise for you could be going into the silence. We constantly distract ourselves nowadays. We never give ourselves time to actually sit with ourselves and be with ourselves, because for a lot of us that's not necessarily an easy thing to do with everything that we've been through. But I highly encourage you to start doing that. Either, meditate for 5 minutes a day, or go for walks on your own, or there's this one exercise where you literally just lie down for 60 minutes on your bed and don't do anything at all. Don't think, don't focus on your breathing, don't slip into daydreaming, just be and feel that, feel yourself. And the last exercise that I have for you is, to me, probably one of the most important ones. Put yourself out there. Leave your comfort zone, leave your home, leave your house, go somewhere, do something you've never done before, face your fear of, whatever, maybe public speaking or maybe bungee jumping or whatever it is in your case. Or go travel, go somewhere that you've always wanted to go, or do something that you've always wanted to do, or, do a workshop or take a class, or whatever it is that you feel like you've always wanted to do. Whatever pops up in your mind right now, do that. Keep doing things like that. Don't just live your everyday life all the time. Of course that's frustrating. Of course you feel stuck. There's just nothing new there. So the point here is to do things that are completely new to you, even if you feel really uncomfortable at first. I feel like, that feeling is an indicator that you actually need to do that. So whatever things just popped up in your head, do them, please. And you will learn so much more about yourself. So let's talk about the problem of judgment. Problem is, judgment is something that's being highly encouraged by the system that we live in. We constantly judge ourselves and others, all the time. We were basically programmed to do that. The most classic example, of somebody's lawn. How a lot of people just go crazy about their lawns, and if somebody doesn't, they're weird and they get judged for it. Or, I know that was super random. Or let's say you have your friends or your family or whoever come over and you stress clean before that because you're scared of being judged. Those are just examples for how judgment is so solidified into our realities these days. And it's highly detrimental. Whatever you judge, you deny. Whatever you judge, you disown. Whatever you judge, you're going to feel ashamed for. Let's say you judge yourself for what happened to you in your childhood and you feel a lot of shame because of that judgment. That's taking us nowhere. That's just destroying yourselves, basically. You're never going to get anywhere unless you stop judging what's going on inside of you as well as what's going on outside of you. And I guess a lot of people struggle with their self-transformational journeys because they judge themselves. They're so scared of looking at their traumas or they're so scared of what they've done in the past that maybe hurt somebody else that they completely don't look at it at all anymore. Just because you don't look at something doesn't mean it's going away. Most of the time, you just kind of like push it down into your subconscious, from where it's actually going to do a lot of damage to your reality. And speaking of, getting to know yourself, a lot of people don't do things because they're judgmental. Like, let's say there's a 40-year-old woman whose dream it always was to like draw, but she's never really done it because she was always so scared of doing it because it wouldn't be good enough. Instead of just starting to draw, even if it looks like a 3 or 6-year-old's drawing. That's what I mean. That's how you're holding yourself back. That's what's in between you and getting to know yourself and building your dream life, and basically everything. The judgment is between you and your whole experience of life. To me personally, that was one of the hardest things to understand. I used to judge myself hardcore. And, I feel like we all judge ourselves like so much all the time. And me, it was so strong because of the really high expectations of my grandparents. And, like just the fact that I got judged by teachers for like 13 years of school. Like, that is all just programming. And it programmed me pretty hardcore. And it took a lot of work to stop judging myself. And it still does. It's still there, but it's definitely not as intense anymore. And it's definitely not restricting me anymore from experiencing life. So in very short, get to know yourself and stop judging yourself for who you are and stop judging your outer reality. If you're trying to judge yourself less, but you're still super judgmental towards your outer reflection, like you're still judgmental. Either way, doesn't matter. So you really need to put it down and maybe figure out why you've become so judgmental of yourself or others, or, maybe even become aware of what you're judgmental about. And if you do these two things, it's not like you just do them once. Like, I'm talking about processes that take time. So don't be impatient. Don't be stressed out about it. It's all going to happen. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're watching this video is huge. And if you do what I just recommended to you, you're definitely going to progress. So thank you very much for watching this video. Thanks for hanging out. I really hope that you could take something away from this video, and I'll see you next time.